everyone, and welcome to the Blockchain Dev Chat. This is the edition in ETHCapeTown, and we're here with Paul Kohlhaas. And can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, hi George. Awesome to be here. Thanks for doing this. My name is Paul Kohlhaas. I founded a company called Linum Labs, which we're super lucky to be organizing this amazing hackathon here in the city of Cape Town. Besides Linum Labs, one of the main projects I'm kind of working on is a system called Molecule, which is designed to enable distributed research and development of new molecular structures to tackle and solve some of the big challenges in the pharma industry today.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit more about Molecule? What's the underlying tech? What's the cool things that are going on there?
Yeah, sure. Essentially, the key value driver in pharma is intellectual property that underpins what a new drug is. So if you're developing a new drug or a new therapeutic, a new treatment, then normally you have a patent for that and a piece of IP. The problem with patents and intellectual property is that they disincentivize collaboration. So pharma could be a lot cheaper and a lot more effective if it was done in an open source manner. But because patents are very monopolistic, they don't allow for collaboration. So what we're trying to do with Molecule is we're trying to create autonomous market structures where researchers, small biotech firms, or even larger firms can access funding and the knowledge of the craft to develop their drugs more collaboratively. So what does that mean from a technical perspective?
Yeah.
We take an existing piece of IP or a completely new piece of IP and we move that into a non-fungible token. And then that non-fungible token is moved into custodianship of a token bonding curve.
Oh, wow.
So what that token bonding curve now does is anyone can now buy shares or trade ownership in that piece of IP and kind of become a co-owner of the new promising drug. So what the system does holistically, it builds markets and coordinates the attention of participants towards the most valuable treatments on the market. And so people can now freely trade with these bonding curves, and the researcher or whoever created one of these markets can access funding and liquidity to further their research and produce more data about their drug.
Extremely cool, and it's all based on bonding curves. So good for you. And my $1 million question to you is what is the tool or concept that not enough people know about, but is extremely good and it can drive massive change to everything that they do?
Yeah.
What is your answer to that?
Yeah, so you just kind of mentioned that. So one of the big tools that we're using are our bonding curves. They're still very new, and there's a lot of problems with them.
Yeah. For example.
So there's different attack vectors, they almost incentivize pump and dump behavior. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out how to best mitigate trading strategies along a bonding curve. You have common issues that you'd have with the DEX, like front running.
Yeah.
And then I think the much bigger problems are to solve coordination problems. So a market is great, but it really needs to coordinate. So questions like how do we allocate funding within a market like this?
Yeah.
And then you get into the whole governance question.
Yeah.
So in terms of, I think what are some of the really new tools that are coming up, there's a concept called augmented bonding curves,
yeah,
which now tries to combine different mechanisms that are arising specifically with governance functions. So imagine you have a bonding curve, but the tokens that you buy in that bonding curve also represent shares in a DAO, for example,
wow, yeah,
where you now vote, you use those tokens to vote on proposals in terms of how the funding that comes out of the market is allocated.
Yeah.
So one really new cool kind of topic that I see coming up, we talked a lot about DeFi and decentralized finance, but these new tools are like decentralized coordination. So we're trying to coordinate towards a common goal and a common output. And I think we're finally seeing the tools to actually make that happen.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about DAOs, but for me, a DAO is really just one subset in this new stack of decentralized coordination.
Yeah. If somebody wants to start learning more about bonding curves, where should they start from?
Just type it into Google.
All right.
You'll find a lot of good articles. And there's more and more projects that have that are open sourcing their repos.
Yeah.
Protea is one good example. Yeah. Then Molecule, Band Protocol, the work that Banker did.
Yeah.
Simon de la Rouvière, who's actually from Cape Town, has been doing a lot of the leading thinking there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for your knowledge.
Likewise, thank you so much, George.